Hello guys and gals, this is Void Spawn What Ifs here, and this is going to be a new What If series. Specifically, what if the My Hero Academia universe was put in the Victorian Age? Specifically, well, steampunk, as you can see by the picture, I'm sure. And well, I'm going to do a bit of explaining now about how exactly this is all going to go, since it might be confusing to some of you, or to all, I'm not sure exactly. But yeah, this is going to be quite similar to the anime, except everything is going to be still, well, everything will be still in Japan, except there's going to be, well, steampunk technologies involved. So, nothing of that modern stuff, like holograms and all that. And yeah, some of the things I'll be changing will be certain quirks of people. For say, any sort of quirk or quirk user which has a quirk related to technology. I will change that a tiny bit. And yeah, also someone else's quirk who I'm going to be changing is going to be Mina's. But you're going to see that a bit later. Or hear that, rather saying. And well, I'm going to be changing Deku for this What If as well. So, Deku is, well, not quirkless in this What If. And his quirk is, well, simply called Steam. What does this allow him to do? Well, he can control any type of steam he sees. So yeah. Although later on his quirk is going to evolve, it's gonna become quite a bit stronger to the point where he can actually control any steam around him. So yeah. And that's where this little suit is gonna come in handy, but not for now. And well, shall we start? Now then, we start this What If with Inko Midoriya, or well, actually I'm not sure what her last name is, so yeah, Inko Midoriya, as she is currently working on something, that something being, well, a bit of a prototype for the army. This right here. So, just like I said, since this is a steampunk universe, yeah. This is currently what Inko is working on. In a medieval suit of armor, which is, well, a robot. And it is powered by steam, coal, and the sheer power of will of whoever built it. So yeah, quite interesting. But as Inko is currently working on this, figuring out the different kinks it has to it, her colleague and some of her colleagues and her boss enter, well, her workshop. As her boss tells that she's going to be assigned to a different project, with Inko Midoriya asking why exactly is that, as her boss simply says, "Wasn't my call, it was the military's." And just like that, with the military in Japan currently being, let's just say, a bit fanatical and a bit extremist, so yeah, Japan is currently in a dictatorship, and yes, this will be important later on. And well, as Inko Midoriya goes ahead and enters another workshop where, well, the man who asked for her is staying. And well, as she goes ahead and opens, well, the door, she goes ahead and sees someone. As Inka Midoriya opens the door to the workshop, and, well, she sees this man right here, although not in this particular suit. Imagine it being a bit different, although the mask is mostly the same, with a bit of steampunk added to it. And well, as Inka Midoriya enters the room and asks all for one, who exactly is he? As, well, Inko, without seeing his face, doesn't exactly see what sort of, well, face he's currently making. But he opens wide his arms and, well, tells Inko Midoriya that he needs her for a certain special project. As Inko asks, okay, what exactly is this project about? As All For One directs her to, well, a certain piece of equipment he currently has on, well, the table. As she looks further into it, or gets closer to it, she realizes that what he just showed her is a new type of power source, as All For One tells her. That power source being lightning, condensed into a small sphere-like object. And yeah, as Inko goes ahead and asks All For One what exactly does he want with her, and what exactly does she want him to make, as All For One simply, well, puts her hand on her shoulder and tells her that he wants her to create weapons. And yeah, Inko, even though she is currently working for the military, she's, well, not exactly keen about making mass murdering weapons. The robot she was making was, well, just that, a slow-moving robot meant for enforcement of the law, while the things All For One wants her to make are, well, extremely deadly weapons which can kill a lot of people in a short amount of time. Because in the steampunk, well, era, someone that can harness lightning and make it into an actual weapon who doesn't have it as a quirk is, well, quite advanced for that age. So yeah. As All For One then goes ahead and tells Inko that he's going to give her more money than she will ever know how to spend. And then he also, well, tells her something else. That he knows about her son's condition. And yeah, her son being Izuku Midoriya. And also, yes, I didn't mention him currently, or to this point, because, yeah, it was essentially the same old, same old. She gives birth to him, yada yada yada, and all that. And his father is currently out of the picture. Sadly, he died in, well, a rather large war which happened between Japan, China, and Russia. Essentially a three-way war where Japan ended up somewhat winning, but at a huge cost of, well, manpower. And yeah, as she hears that, she, well, at this point is yelling at All For One, asking him how the hell does he know about her son's condition. Because, yeah, Japan at this point, just like I said, is run by extremists and also those who want a pure race. And, well, Izuku, well, let's just say that he was sadly born deformed. How exactly? Well, his right hand was, yeah, a bit smaller than it should be. And the Japanese government, at least at this current time, shoots anyone with deformities. The only reason why Inko got off, well, basically scot-free, was because she was a genius inventor and master craftswoman. So yeah. But that's when Inko asks All For One, how does he know about that? As All For One tells her that, well, you see, I'm quite good friends with the president, or, well, not exactly the president, but some of his more, shall I say, devious partners, which he has in, well, his little party. As Inko then goes ahead and asks All For One, how exactly does he mean, what exactly does he mean when he says that he can help her son? As All For One gets something from behind him a suitcase. And as he opens it, Inko sees, well, in a quite futuristic looking, or well, at least for her, quite a futuristic looking, well, synthetic metal arm. With her being amazed by, well, the arm itself, amazingly crafted, and also has different slots inside of it. That's when Inko asks what exactly is this for. That's when All for One tells her, well, it's for your son, obviously. This current mark is going to be useful for him when he is at least, I would say, 13 to 14 years old. Inko, my dear. And at that time, I'm pretty sure that he's going to be smart enough to, well, go ahead and do his own modifications to it. And if you are wondering how exactly can he move it, he can move it using, well, this lightning right here. So, when you're making these weapons, you're also going to make something for your son as well. Now then, Inko, I'm pretty sure that this is quite a fair deal. You make me some weapons, and you also go ahead and make your son, well, be able to use both of his arms again. And on top of that, you get paid quite a huge sum of money. So then, Inko, what do you say? What's more important to you, your ideals or the betterment of your family? As Inko completely ignores All for One, takes the arm with her, puts it on the table, and then starts working on a prototype of, well, the rifle All for One wants from her. As after that little exchange, several years pass by. Izuku Midoriya is currently 8 years old, and he has never been outside yet, because if he was to go outside and people saw him with his deformed arm, yeah, he will be beaten to death in a matter of, well, minutes. So yeah, and the entire time when Izuku was at home, what exactly was he doing? Well, he was reading his mother's books about, well, engineering and also steam power. But he also got his hands on a certain piece of paper which Inko forgot she left at home. That being, well, the lightning energy, or how exactly you get it. So, the main idea, well, around that new type of energy, that being lightning, at least for the steampunk era, was this. You would get a small little orb of, well, copper. You would then surround that little copper ball with quite a lot of bronze wire. After that, you would put the wire at a metal pole, which needs to be located at least 300 or more meters up in the air. And well, whenever there was a lightning storm, that orb would slowly get filled. And if any of you guys are wondering how exactly that's supposed to work, meh, I don't know, plot reasons. But yeah, that small lightning orb housed more power than 20 steam engines combined. So yeah, all through all, it was an extremely good, well, alternative to steam energy. Except for one small fact. Unlike steam energy, which was highly easy to control, along with, well, how do you call it again? Ah, yes, reliable. This new lightning energy, or lightning orbs, were far from it. Out of the 7 out of the 10 tests resulted in it overloading on itself and blowing everything up. And the other 3 tests were somewhat successful. By that I mean that in the 2 tests, in the 2 other remaining tests, the lightning energy didn't actually blow up, but the engine stopped working. while only one of them actually went as it was supposed to, and actually started giving energy to that, well, machine. And yeah, after that, Inca went ahead and started trying to make this work. And how she, well, realized how to do it was like this. She would combine lightning and steam together. How so? Well, there would always be water in the tank, in the engine. And in the middle of that engine would be that electric ball. As that electric ball was extremely hot, it was supposed to work like this. The water which was around it would slowly start to evaporate, creating steam. And yeah, that was basically the rough sketch of it. Of course, she goes into much more detail with for plot reasons, and well, not me, sorry. But yeah, after that, only 3 out of the 10 engines explode. The other 7 work. And All for One finds this a good enough, well, test. As he hands out Inko her money and tells her that she has been a huge amount of help to this entire project. As Inko goes ahead and leaves with her money and the arm which was given to her by All for One. And well, as All for One takes all of the engines which Inko had made, along with quite a few guns she had also made, he goes ahead, puts them on his trucks, and then tells them to move out. But as they're moving, yeah, they get intercepted by someone. And who would that be? Well, All Might and Endeavor. And now, All Might's work is the exact same, the stockpile or the generations, except this main difference here being is that All Might's first master, or that All Might's, that is, One for All's first user, brother of All for One, was actually, well, alive in the medieval times, specifically 1027 years. Yeah, so All for One is quite fucking old, specifically about 600 or so years, so yeah, quite fucking old. But as All for One finally goes ahead and sees All Might along with Endeavor and a couple of other heroes, he finally, well, puts the robots to good use. What robots? Well, these ones right here. And yeah, as they look currently, they're actually quite sturdy. So yeah, All for One tells the 2 front-leading trucks, or well, just yells at them basically, to unload the payloads. Those payloads being these robots. 15 total. And well, as they go out, they're a bit different than here in the picture because they actually have, well, a 6-shooter, well, volley gun put on their arms. So yeah, although the volley gun being quite a bit smaller, shooting, well, pistol ammo. And yeah, as the heroes go ahead and try to intercept them, All for One is able to escape along with 2 other trucks, although in all total there were 7 trucks there. 2 of them were left behind with the robots and 2 of them were captured by Endeavor and All Might. And yeah, All Might was quite pissed off that he allowed All for One to escape. Because yeah, even though currently Japan is an extremely fanatical and extremist country, the president actually isn't. The president is somewhat of a good person, as he doesn't want to, well, see his own people getting genocided. But yeah, the real problem comes from the emperor. Yeah, the emperor is pretty much the dictator in Japan currently. So yeah, that's quite fun. But enough about that. As All Might goes ahead and talks with Endeavor to, well, tell him to go after All For One again. As Endeavor tells him that he can't. With All For One now being quite pissed off, he yells at Endeavor, why the hell not? As Endeavor tells him that there's wounded here, along with the fact that civilians have all been evacuated from those areas. And if that the civilians were not evacuated from those areas, if he was to use his work there, he would probably burn down half the street. With All Might now understanding, he goes ahead and starts helping the wounded. And yeah, All For One, surprise surprise, was not working for the military. All For One is still quite an extremely powerful villain with the exact same quirk. And yeah. And well, now we're gonna do another time skip, this one being exactly 7 years from, well, the current events. And as we go to Izuku Midoriya was currently 14 years old, as his mother finally gives him his robotic arm, or, well, steampunk arm. As Deku puts it on, he notices that it's not moving, and that's when his mother finally gives him one of the, well, lightning orbs. As Deku asks if these ones are stable, as Inko then goes ahead and tells him, what do you mean stable? And that's when Izuku realized what he just said. He wasn't supposed to know about that, and he knew. So his mother went ahead with quite a lot of questions, which ended in Izuku telling her about what exactly he did when he was a child. And yeah, Inko is quite pissed off at him, but he let it slide, or she let it slide, as she then puts that, well, the lightning orb inside of his arm, or, well, his robotic arm, or synthetic arm, shall I say. And yeah, as then blue lightning can be seen streaming through, well, the entirety of the arm, as now the arm can finally move again. And yeah, for the first time in 14 years, Izuku is able to go outside, something which he had been waiting for a very long time. And well, as he goes out, he finally sees the actual city itself. And well, how does this beautiful city of, not Tokyo, Japan, but rather Seoul in South Korea look like? It looks like this. A rather pleasant looking city, and from here it looks quite clean, but in reality it isn't. It's filled with scum, criminals, and mafias, along with All For One. So yeah. And well, that's going to be it for part 0 of What If My Hero Academia was, well, in the steampunk era. Yes, I hope you guys and gals enjoyed, and also sorry for the video being, well, a bit shorter than most. But I will be making more parts of this, so yeah, hope you guys and gals enjoyed, and have a great evening.